Yo, periods, Pierre. Welcome back to another reaction. Today we're checking out Exeter by Bladee. I don't really know how to say this album name, but it was recommended. I'm excited to do more Bladee. The Ice Dancer reaction. Wait, was it Ice Dancer? Ever Since, sorry. Ice Dancer is another album I have to check out. The Ever Since reaction did well. People were excited. I was excited. Good stuff. Today we're checking out Exeter from 2020. It's a shorter album. I don't have much time today, so that's why I'm strategically planning so I can make a video for you guys. 18 minutes, 23 seconds. I'm excited to see what's up. Track 1 is called Mirror Him Intro, so expecting a sort of less standard song here. It's kind of like Kanye, but like a lullaby. Okay. Train. Cool little track there. Really ambient sounding for the intro. I liked the pads a lot. It really filled out the mix. Obviously like the twinkling kind of jingle bell or kind of like lullaby-ish instrumental complements him well. I think it's something he's kind of done before. I've heard a couple times on the couple of albums I've reviewed on the channel. Not too much to say as it's an intro, but so far so good. I'm liking the use of the instrumentation on this album so far. Let's go track 2, Wonderland. Echo! Okay, Echo's on a couple ones. Hold on, I gotta rerun that. I wasn't expecting that. Super good together, swallowing my feelings is like sweetness. I see it through my teeth. Ultraviolence infrared, taken to a dozen pieces. I feel like breathing essence and evil. Super good together, swallowing my feelings is like sweetness. If you were to tell a story, I want like a big fat 808. Yes or no? It feels like springtime in my mind. It feels like summer all the time. Okay, kind of like halftime groove, sorta. The reversing. I really like this. It's a cool clap with the layered with something, a bell or something. I've heard. That's so strange. It's like his noise gate is like so, the air in the room is so loud. You can really hear when maybe it's not the air in the room, but the recording is like the cutoff is so sharp that you can really hear when the vocals are clipping in and out. The nose gate is so high, I guess. Obviously, stylistic choice, I guess. Really cool track. I like that a lot. Honestly, if you're new to the channel or new to my reactions to Bladee, I have said a few times, like, I don't know if I'm so far the target audience for Bladee. But with that being said, I do enjoy listening to his music. It's always fun to try to listen to something that you're not necessarily accustomed to. But I've received a lot of feedback from Bladee fans saying like, yeah, that's actually really normal. Like most of us weren't super fans at first. I mean, obviously, but weren't like very much fans at first. And then after years and years of listening or so on, you kind of grow accustomed and there's things you like and don't like. I would say this track, yeah, like from the couple albums I've listened to up until now, this track sticks out as a song that's like already kind of I like. So I'm interested to see if a song like this will grow more on me, even more than I already like it, or if it's like those sleepers that are like, oh, I don't really like this at first, that those ones grow on you. I really liked the way they were coming in, trading places on this. It wasn't like back-to-back flow or anything, but I found their flows, I've mentioned this before as well, I can find Echo 2K and Blade's flows to be a little bit like labored, a little bit unnatural sometimes, but on this song I felt that they were really in the pocket, really on top, especially since he starts the song like immediately you're already in the vocal. Like he's nailed the flow on this one. I think they both sound great. I think it's a fun instrumental, not too many crazy experimental things going on, sort of like a stripped back trap instrumental, like a little Uzi sort of instrumental where it's like these fun sounds, these kind of like spacey sounds going on, but not with the heavy trap every 2 steps, you know, hi-hat, nothing like that. More of a relaxed stripped back trap beat. I really liked it. I thought they went great on that. Forgot to rate the first song, but it wasn't really a song. We'll give Mirror, the intro, I don't know, it's an intro, probably a 7. No, let's be real, 6.8. Wonderland, I thought that was great. I think I'd give that a 7.8. Let's head into song number 3, Merry-Go-Round. Ooh. Cool.
Merry-go-round, 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 in a merry-go-round. Catch your breath, I can't even breathe, baby. Feel so
I like that on time with the claps.
Go, merry-go-round. So in my head, got imaginary friends. Stuck in the track, I can only dance. Castles made a card and I watch it go down. Merry-go-round, 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 merry-go-round.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
Merry-go-round, 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 merry-go-round.
Cool beat, a really cool beat. Merry-Go-Round, I thought it was cool. Another one of those Bladee songs where it doesn't particularly stand out to me as like, yeah, I'll be coming back to that one. I like the beat. It was very stripped back, very kind of simple, like dun, dun. It almost reminds me of, this is a crazy reference, but if you guys have listened to Lil Boat 3, the beats on some of those like Lemonhead and other songs like that, it reminds me of that. Not exactly one-to-one, but I think you might know what I mean if you listen to those. Punchy, cool rhythm to it, not too many layers going on, really letting the space speak for itself. And I think that lend itself nice to this song because you've got the kind of stripped back lyrics as well. You're kind of just like vibing with the beat rather than trying to, you know, fucking go on top and spit some flames. He's kind of just letting like the rhythm speak for itself, and I think it worked well. With that being said, not a song I'd probably return to. I think I'd probably give that like a 7.1. All right, on to track number 4, Rainbow Star. Cool name. Love is all, it says. I want to know what that tag is. If anyone knows what it's saying or whose tag it is, let me know. I feel like I've heard it a few times. Might be wrong though. Ooh, I really like that extra layer of like the shimmery bells, sorta, I would call them. You're starting here. Some of them, they're like wider, a little deeper. And then here, second time around, a lot more shimmery, and the drums pick up a little bit. I like that a lot. Cool. I really like the rhythm of those bells. Everything is so reverberated, reverbed. It's funny, I want to say this real quick. It's funny at the start of the song with the snare and the clap. I think there's a clap, but the hi-hats either way. The percussion on it, I was like, I'm not sure if I like this rhythm we've got, like the yeah, like I'm like, it's kind of played out and it's sticking out too much. Like it bothered me that I immediately heard it. You know what I mean? Some things are better felt and not heard, and I was like, I thought this was one of those where it's like, it kind of grabbed my ear. But on the second time around, when we come back to the hook, I'm like, that's what I'm grabbing onto and like using as a touchstone to feel the rhythm. So I'm glad it's there now. And then yeah, back into more bells, more rhythm. 808 picks up a bit, I think. By the way, I'm sorry for my hair. I keep adjusting it. It's like a little too long and I'm supposed to get a haircut soon, but for now I'm just pushing up my bangs. My bad though. Okay. Halftime again. Ooh. Lyrics aren't on for this. That's cool the way you can hear it turning around. Everything is a really like low bit rate. It's really crunchy and really digital, obviously. Okay. Is that a mouse click at the end I heard? Yes, it is. I wonder if that's the real recording mouse click, or if they went in and were like, yo, we should add a mouse click. Rainbow Star, I liked that a lot, actually. I think I really liked that rhythm. I think for now I'm going to give it a 7.9. Not a huge fan of that outro, like that halftime groove we went into, if it's technically halftime. I know when I say things like halftime, people are like, oh, that's not technically halftime. You know what I mean, where we slowed down and the rhythm's like basically halved. But maybe it'll be one of those things where it's like, that's the part I'm looking forward to when that song comes on again. I think I would go back and listen to that song again and revisit it. For now, I'll leave it at 7.9. Let's move on to song number 5, Every Moment Special. Feel like we're in a different genre. Feel like we're nearing on like Latin. No, maybe not. You love me. Cool tube. Love me. Love me. Okay. That was a cool groove and everything, but it's really not the type of song I think I'd revisit. Maybe like if you're just chilling, it's sort of like a chill background song. It's not the type of song you're going to be like turning up to. Definitely not. Every Moment Special, I think I'd probably give that like a 7.1. Not my favorite. Actually, let's drop it down. We're being a little too diplomatic. Let's give it maybe a 6.9. Nice. DNA Rain is song number 6. Let's go. There's like tube on everything. Everything is phasing. Ooh. This sounds like a song Echo would be on, but he's not. Cool. Sounds so much like Light Wrist there. Yeah, like with this effect on. I think it sounds great with this chain on. So clean. He recorded over a different section of the beat. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I really liked that ending. Wasn't huge on that song, DNA Rain, until like that last little groove we got into there. I think I can heal you. Like that was just catchy, man. You know when something's just catchy. Let's hear it again. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. DNA Rain would have been probably like a 7.2. I think I'll pump it up to like a 7.8, 7.7, 7.8 with that ending there. I think that's the part that's gonna be in my head. You know, like a week from now, randomly, I'll just be walking around filling up my water bottle. I think I can heal you. I think I can feel whatever. You know, it just goes hard. It's just catchy. Let's head into the next song. Open Symbols. Play Be in Your Mind. Ooh, fucking evil, distorted, dream world, nightmare world beat. Hold on. I was talking over it. I think that was cool. Again, like, it feels like it would be on Lil Boat 2 a little bit. Ooh! Sick. I like this a lot. First thought was it sounds like Lavender Town. Second thought is a lot of the beats on this album, I feel like the first two projects I checked out, you know, if anyone agrees with me, let me know. Crest and Ever Since, their beats are a lot more like a Bladee exclusive type beat. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have another rapper or artist on these beats. But on this, I feel like they're a lot more accessible, a lot more approachable to like many other artists. And even the flow Bladee is coming with here, it feels like a more like groovy, non-Bladee flow. Blade's a little more like labored usually. This is a little bit more like, fuck, man, I don't know, like you're in the pocket, you're riding with it. I don't know. I like it. I think it sounds good. Even his vocal chain is different. It sounds like a different artist. Not to say that Bladee doesn't sound good. I'm just saying I didn't know he had this in his toolbox, you know, if you will. Let's check it back out. Sounds a lot like it sounds a lot more like, not generic in the bad way, but like generic hyperpop vocal, which isn't a bad thing. Again, like I don't mean generic as a pejorative. I generally mean like it sounds more versatile. More artists would have done this vocal rather than Blade's signature vocal chain. Really cool though. I think it works well. A lot of cool little ear candy segments in this beat as well. That like crash or cymbal hit with a lot of the reverb on it is very nice. Like you don't expect it at all. And then it kind of just goes away. I think it only hit like 3 or 4 times this whole track. Left with like the kind of bit crush drums. Really cool. I like that track a lot. Open Symbols. Oh, Open Symbols. There we go. That's what we heard. We'll hit it with maybe a 7.8. I think I liked it just a bit more than DNA Rain. All right, we're already on the last track here. Love Story. Wait, not the last track. I missed one. Imaginary. Don't worry. Oh, Echo's on this. Oh, hold on. We're gonna give it its due. All right, let's go. Sounds really nice so far. Sounds really clean. Really like sensual. Really cool, like Pokemon sound font-ish. Bell.
perfect details like my skin, baby, perfect, perfect details.
That's smooth.
Everyone thinks it's so special.
It's like horns.
It feels like I'm in a
Artificial horns, perhaps. I mean, not perhaps, 100%, but still horns.
like in a love story.
Yeah, this is nice, man. This is so smooth, man.
Make the city smell like perfume, make the street smell like flowers, make a moment. Everyone wants to be perfect, and it feels just like I'm daydreaming.
So cool. I keep hearing these like background layers kind of bursting in, like they're almost being like held behind a certain volume limiter, where if they reach that volume, a tiny fraction of their waveform sneaks into the beat. It happened a couple times. It's very cool. Very cool. This is a very like relaxing, smooth, trippy, sensual song so far.
Wants to be perfect, and it feels just like I'm daydreaming, like in a daydream. Feels just like I'm daydreaming. Feels like.
Oh, was that a... Whoa, yeah, church bell. I think he's snapping. I think they're both doing very well, but Echo's like... So nice. Ooh. That sounds very similar to a motif on, I believe it was Ever Since. It might have been Crest, but I pointed it out as like, oh, that sounded like Frailty. Bass. And there's many like Nintendo-esque motifs in there, and that one I pointed out was like but like that was just the second half of it. It sounded very similar to a motif on a Blade song that I pointed out in one of my other reactions. Very cool. If it is the same one, if it's not, it's cool that he's still reusing similar elements. The producer, which I think is like White Armor or something. And it's obviously evolved beyond just that. Cool. That's so weird. It's like rain or fireworks, but super distorted. All right, that was my favorite song so far, definitely. I think I'd give that an 8.4. I really liked that song. Pointed out some of the things I liked about it already, but really like their different flows they've got on it, the different approaches they have that complement each other. I think obviously Echo's like whispery girl voice that he's kind of known for almost was very nice on this track. And then Blade came in with a more like grounded approach to it that I really liked. I thought this was a great track. One of the best I've heard from Blade and Echo 2K for sure. I definitely am going to add that to my likes, and I'll see myself listening to that more. Let's head into the last track, Imaginary. I've only got 9 minutes to be done this. Let's go.
We still try, see like crazy life with the pins on me, that's so nice. Such the only place 2003, I can only close my eyes, can't do anything, I can only bring me back to life, bring me in a dream.
Really like the use of like acoustic percussion. Very nice on this album. I don't know why, but I just realized that that orchestral stabbing over and over adds so much to the rhythm of the song. It's so nice. I think because it reaches a slightly higher register here, it's so dissonant. Like haunting.
I cannot leave, bring me back to life, dreaming in a dream. On the sleep, ocean side with the coral reefs in a dream. Baby, can't you see? Can't you see? It's all a tree, ancient side, cross the seven seas. She dies on me on the city life, imaginary.
You can predict his flow so well by the way he goes. It's actually nice. It's fun. Is that in the song? Okay, it was. That whistle sounded like my door opening, and I was terrified, to be honest. Wow. Okay. Dang. That was nice. That was really nice. All right, let me collect my thoughts for this final song. That was a great song. I really feel like this album... Let me talk about Imaginary first, and then I'll talk about the album at large. Imaginary, I think this was a great song to end the album on. Like, the stabs of the orchestra, like... It just really lulled you into, like, a culmination of a piece, you know? Like, so this album as a whole, this represented, like, the culmination of all of that being over. I really liked it. I thought his flow on it was so nice, and it's like... I don't know. I've said it a lot, I've mentioned it a lot, but I found Blade's flow on a lot of tracks awkward. Not on this album in particular, but like over his whole discography that I've heard so far, which is probably a small slice of it. I've found he tends to lock in on like an awkward flow and like be kind of stubborn about it. But on these last few tracks, and I'd say as an album as a whole, it was less of a problem. But especially on these last like 3 or 4 tracks, it's like he locked in and like all the flows were like nice, man. I think this is probably my favorite Blade project I've listened to so far. Very cool. 2020 project. Imaginary. I'd probably give that, man, like an 8.1. It was nice. I would like that and listen to it again. That was Exeter. My thoughts on the project as a whole, I mean, I kind of just revealed it. I think it's the best project by Blade I've listened to so far, that being Crest, with Echo 2K, ever since, and now this. So I've only listened to 3. I know he's got quite a lot, but let me know in the comments what you thought of Exeter when you first listened to it, and how it stacks up against other albums by Blade, and kind of give a why. Like, I'm really interested to hear, because I see people comment a lot. The Blade fans are genuinely amazing. You guys are sick. So much support, and also beyond that, so much interaction. Like, you guys tell me, yeah, this happened, you know, this is what the producer does, and this is how long he's known them, and this is how this album is like more experimental or less experimental, or this is, you know, this album is comparative to this album, and this is how they stack up. I just love to hear that sort of thing. I'm a bit of a nerd in that way. Always been into that kind of stuff. Let me know though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the reaction, what you thought of Exeter, what you want me to react to next, and I'll see you next time. Peace.